Hi, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm Migardener. We're starting a second succession of my indoor garden. I started earlier about a month ago from seeds, some lettuce, radish, some kale, Pak Choy. I analyzed and observed the evolution of these plants, and I adjusted the lights and noted some info that I need to adjust for this second succession. So I already adjusted the lights. I'll explain to you what I did and why. But before, make sure to like this video and subscribe. So we're starting indoor plant. Today we are going to sow radish, Swiss chard, spinach, Pak Choy, arugula. I don't need to do a second succession for lettuce because I have too much started right now in my first batch. Also, I would like to grow for the first time some herbs. In the past, I've tried many times to grow herbs, but the light wasn't good, too much water, not enough water. Today, I think I might have the great light, and I know how to give just enough water so it doesn't dry or I give too much water. So in the herbs, I'll grow tarragon, basil, dill, lemon balm, parsley, and 3 new herbs from Migardener. Those seeds are Siam queen basil, red Shisho, and Minutina. Hopefully I'm pronouncing them right. So let's start. So when I do seed starting, I like to use this seed starting mix. If I don't have that option, I use potting mix. The reason why is the soil is more loose and it keeps better the water. If you use like a soil like garden soil, regular soil, it's more compact, it's less air in it, and it doesn't retain as much water. Those type of soil like seed starting mix or potting mix, there's more air in the soil, and also it helps the seeds to start the roots, and the soil is not too hard so that the roots are easy to spread in the pot. But before, this soil is not the same as the garden soil. You need to water them to have a good consistency in the soil. And also, there's no nutrient in the soil. So I like to add 30% of compost. I use sheep manure, but it could be any kind of compost. So let's start to put water a little bit. I like to put a little bit at a time, not too much, because if you have too much water, now you need to add more soil. It's easier to add more water to the mix than adding soil to the watery mix. I like to put water all around because it makes better. After I mix with my hand to make good consistent and make sure I have not too much water or not enough water. If I squeeze hard, you see how just a couple of drops? Let's start. I'll need to do a mix. I'll put 70% of the soil and 30% of the sheep manure, 3 cups of mix, and 1 cup of sheep manure. That's my sheep manure. So in this pot, I'll grow some arugula. It's the perfect size to grow them and then just cut it. So I'll start with that. So I think it will use all the mix for the arugula. So I'll put it all and do another batch for radish, Swiss chard, Pak Choy, and the spice. A small trick I like to do is to lift it a little bit and drop it. So like that, all the soil is more compact and removes all the excess of air that we don't want to. Because if we don't do that, when you water, it will collapse. So just a couple of inches. And that's the trick. I'll sow the arugula. Behind the package, it says the right amount of space that the seeds need to be sowed. You don't want to put too much soil on top, close your row, and then water it. So a trick is to water a little bit, then wait a couple minutes and water again. While we wait the water sits down, we'll do the second mix for the other vegetable. So you see, having the soil and the compost already in a box and having a box aside to do your mix goes quicker than running around for your stuff. So I really want to have radish indoor. So what I thought doing is to put the soil in it and just sow in each cell one radish. The diameter of the cells, it's perfect to have a big radish. So I'll try that and see. I will sow deeper my radish, so like that it will develop in the middle of it. So with that technique, I hope it will work if I sow deeper. And worst case, it'll go up and then I'll just add a little bit more soil. With the light closer and stronger, it should have better results. Since it has holes under and no cover, I use this platter to put in it. So when we water goes down and it doesn't go everywhere. I use my small finger and about an inch to sow the radish. So we'll water down and then give a second watering to the arugula. So I have well identified each of the spices so we don't mix them. When we do seed starting, the key element is to make sure that the soil is keep moist. It's essential because if the soil gets dry, the seed won't germinate or will die. If there's too much water, they can also rot. So we want a good balance with the water. So we'll do a couple of plants of Swiss chard and spinach because the Pak Choy, we have too much starting the first succession and I don't want to be overwhelmed. So I'll do about 3 of each. So I'll show you the first succession, what we have, and we're gonna try and transplant the bok choy and the other vegetable. So I'll show you what I meant when the radish is leggy, but the lettuce looking well. So I'm just putting more soil on the radish to see if it will help grow the radish. So this is the Swiss chard we'll need to transplant. When you see the pink, it's the Swiss chard. All of these is the bok choy that is leggy, so we'll need to transplant. Here is the spinach, growing well, a little bit leggy, but not too much. We'll try still to transplant it. So this is kale. We'll just need to transplant it. It's a little bit leggy, but not too much. Before we transplant, we'll like to give it a little bit of water. It will give a less big transplant shock to the plant. I just removed, and you can see there's not a big root system yet. So instead of trying to transplant them and kill them all with a big shock transplant, I'll just wait 1 week or 2 to see if it's a better root system. So with the light being lowered, the plant will have more light and will be concentrating on doing a better root system. So about 1 week, I'll double check and see if it's ready to transplant. That's it for today. So I hope you like this video. Please like it and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you soon. Bye.